Cartoon deaths can be really sad. Even though they're fictional and they never really existed, we can connect to them and feel emotionally invested in their story. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the saddest cartoon deaths that I've witnessed. I won't be talking about animated movies since that would take up way too much of the list, so I've narrowed it down to cartoons. There are spoilers for several cartoons in this video, so you're continuing to watch at your own risk. With all that being said, let's begin. A really sad cartoon death happened in the regular show series finale. If you watched it, you know that it's Pops. This one was sad because Pops sacrificed himself so everyone could live their lives and grow up. He takes his evil brother into the sun, realizing that this is actually a happy ending instead of a sad one. He only cares about other people, and that's what makes his death so special. At the 25-year park reunion, Rigby says that he and Mordecai would have nothing if it weren't for Pops and his sacrifice. They would be dead along with the rest of the universe if Pops had done nothing. But I think it's even more sad when you realize that in his final moments, Anti-Pops actually smiled back at his brother. Both of them died, but they were happy at the last second. It's a really sad ending, but at the same time happy for the rest of the world. And keep in mind this all happened in regular show, a cartoon where you don't expect much seriousness from. Seeing a main character death in a Cartoon Network show isn't really common, and it was a huge risk. But that risk paid off, and in the end we got an extremely powerful series finale, as well as an amazing send-off to the characters we know and love. Pops may have died, but he cared for everyone else around him even more than himself, and that's what makes his death so notable.
Don't worry, Mordecai and Rigby. I know you're sad, but I promise this is a happy ending. Take care of each other. Goodbye.
Even if you don't watch South Park, you're probably aware of the gag where Kenny dies all the time. But there was a point in the show where Matt Stone and Trey Parker wanted to kill him off completely, never to return again. This resulted in an episode called Kenny Dies, where the entire plot revolves around Kenny dying. The worst part about this is that there's a minimal amount of jokes in the episode. It's South Park, so you expect to laugh a lot. But this episode was just incredibly sad, and it proves how amazing South Park storytelling can be. In the episode, there's a part where Stan misses Kenny's death, and Kyle says what Kenny's last words were: "Where's Stan?" Now that's just really dark and sad because you don't expect this from South Park. People probably expected him to appear immediately after since that was just a joke. But when he stopped appearing in episodes, fans knew that his death wasn't just a one-time gag.
I didn't get to see him. Kyle, I didn't get to say goodbye. Did he say anything before he went? He just said, "Where's Stan?"
However, he did come back at the end of the next season due to fan demand. Still, I'm counting this death on the list because it's just extremely sad when you think of it as coming from South Park. That's not a show you watch expecting to cry, but this episode in particular changed the formula and made its viewers devastated. Gravity Falls had the smallest character death, but it came out of nowhere. In the season 2 episode The Golf War, we see a one-off character named Big Henry who sacrifices himself so the golf ball can get to where it's going. I know this isn't really sad like the others, but it was a pretty dark moment even for Gravity Falls. One thing that makes this death even worse is that this little girl named Polly begged for Big Henry to stay. We only had a few seconds of learning about Big Henry and his life, yet his death was kinda sad. It may have been played off as a joke, but when you stop to think about it, it seems really dark. Brian in Family Guy is another character death that was pretty sad at the time. Even though he ended up returning, seeing him get hit by a car was messed up. When you watch a comedy like Family Guy, you clearly don't expect something big to happen where a main character dies. But this came out of left field and Brian just died, showing that nobody is really safe in life. Many fans were shocked at this, and it ended up just being a marketing stunt, but still, watching Brian's death scene again is really sad. I'm ending off with the saddest death of all. It's from Futurama, and there's no way I would skip this one. Seymour, Fry's dog, was in my opinion the saddest cartoon death. He had an amazing relationship with Fry, but then Fry just disappeared without a trace once he got frozen. When Fry had the opportunity to revive Seymour in the future, he decided not to take it because he assumed Seymour had forgotten him. However, this was definitely not the case, as we see in the final moments of the episode The Truth. Seymour waits for Fry, and waits for Fry, as time keeps passing and the seasons keep on changing. Eventually, Seymour becomes old and just lies down, and that's it. This was Futurama's saddest moment and an extremely sad cartoon death. We barely knew anything about him, but it's still devastating to see a dog die, especially when you know that he waited for Fry his entire life.
I had Seymour till he was 3. That's when I knew him, and that's when I loved him. I'll never forget him, but he forgot me a long, long time ago.
Anyway, that's all for this video. Subscribe for more awesome cartoon videos. Give a thumbs up and comment below to let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.